But all we're saying is give the victim a right to, number one, know what's going to happen ahead of time without reading in the paper, object, have a hearing where some neutral person, in this case the Freedom of Information Commission, will make a decision. How important is it to release this? We know in some of these recent crimes, including the horrible crime where Dr. Pettit lost his family, that there's unspeakable stuff in the prosecutor's files. We know that. And when those trials are over, when those convictions are entered, I think it would be, without a doubt, a re-victimization, not only of Dr. Pettit, but I think of every fair-minded citizen of this state for any of that stuff to end up on some blog or in some YouTube clip or something like that. That's all we're trying to protect. It's a balanced bill, and I hope you will join us in supporting this. I know there's people watching at home. I mean, you can easily get lost in the technicalities here, but the bottom line is such simple common sense that it should be part of our law. So thank you very much for gathering again. Thank you very much for the honor of inviting me. And let me just, I have to apologize. The Attorney General, I think, will be here briefly, but the good news is this week, there are so many crime victims events going on around the state that we're being pulled in many directions. And where I teach at the University of New Haven, every single day we're having a forum on crime victims' rights. And there's one where I have to participate in a panel that begins at 4:30, and if it's 42 miles from here to the University of New Haven. Well, I may or may not be late. I see there's people in uniform here, but I won't say how I'm going to get there on time. But I apologize that I have to leave. But thank you again for all of your advocacy over the years. You have done a great job. Not the legislature, you guys have made this all happen. You've opened people's eyes to things that we would never know about. I've never been the victim of a serious crime. You help everyone understand the need for these policy changes. So thank you once again.
Thank you, Mike Lawler, and thank you for mentioning the privacy legislation. It's an important piece of legislation, and I can go on hours and hours about that particular legislation. The only thing I would add is that one of the misconceptions is that this is happening, that this privacy balancing test is happening. The reality is only happening for people like me who draw a check from the state of Connecticut. Everybody else, people who are private citizens, there is no balancing test. And so I think that that's quite a disservice to the citizens of Connecticut who are dragged into the criminal justice system, and the police are doing their jobs the way they're supposed to, are confiscating information, taking photos of the scene, and then this information becomes part of a public record. And if you have questions about this legislation, definitely I'm willing and able to speak about it at length. The next person I'd like to add to our list of speakers this afternoon is a candidate for governor for 2010 and also the former Speaker of the House of Representatives. He was instrumental in the creation and expansion of the Sex Offender Registry program in Connecticut. Would you help me welcome Jim Aman?
Certainly, I got a little laryngitis, so I hope you will bear with me. And I hope that the spirit of the individuals, pictures behind me, and your families, the spirit that is going to be with all of us today as we honor them. I'm going to just, if you don't mind, just read a very small poem. I hope that you enjoy it. The word justice. What does it mean? According to the American Heritage Dictionary, it is the upholding of what is just. And also it says in the due reward in accordance with honor. And that meaning is so important to all of us as Americans who believe in our laws. The upholding of what is just and the due reward in accordance with honor. So for all the daughters that fathers can never hug again, we seek justice. For the last time mothers watched their sons walk out the door, we seek justice. For the last time a husband told his wife how much he loved her, we seek justice. That's all we ask anyone who may be listening to us as we yell at the top of our lungs, please listen. We seek justice, the upholding of what is just, and the due reward in accordance with their honor. I thank you for the privilege of being here today.
The next person I'd like to introduce is Chief State's Attorney Kevin Kane. Kevin Kane was appointed by the Criminal Justice Commission to serve as the Chief State's Attorney effective September 5, 2006. He was appointed as the State's Attorney for the Judicial District of New London January 4, 1995, and served in that capacity until he took his current position. Please help me welcome Kevin Kane.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you, Linda. And most importantly, thank you for all of you people who've been here, for all that you've done in the past and for all that you will do.